Mrs. Buchanan.
Detective Moore, this is ridiculous. This poor man is no criminal.
What were you doing out there?
Well, I saw something on the terrace. I went out to check.
After running into this character not more than an hour ago? What are you trying to do? Get yourself hurt?
Would you tell me why everybody is referring to Gilbert in the third person? He's standing right there, and it is very plain to see he means no one any harm.
Please, just let me go away. I'll never come back.
I'm afraid it's a little late, pal.
Don't touch his arm, please. He's been hurt. Please, Detective Moore, I insist that you release him at once.
Release him? The man's been prowling the grounds for weeks, Becky. He's been stealing food, and who knows what else.
Why don't we just take him downtown and you folks can get back to normal?
No, you will do no such thing because I am not pressing charges.
I am not going to allow somebody to steal from me and get away with it.
Oh, honey, come on. He only took what he needed to survive, and he repaid us tenfold by tending our garden. For heaven's sakes, I hardly think that warrants being arrested.
Well, it's up to you, Clint. Do you want to press charges or don't you?
You're really enjoying this, aren't you?
Well, I was frightened at first, but I must say this is almost as exciting as cross-breeding hyacinths.
Fine, so we don't press charges.
Thank you, darling. There you go, Gilbert. You're a free man.
Oh, thank you, Miss Lord.
Miss Lord? What do you mean, Miss Lord?
I will explain later. Now, I think the first thing we should do is get Gilbert something to eat and some clean clothes.
No time for that. I have to take this gentleman to a place where he can be looked after. The men's shelter on Driscoll Street.
Oh, no, please. I'd rather sleep in an open ditch than that awful place.
Oh, honey, couldn't we...
I'm afraid it's a decision that's out of your hands, Mr. Buchanan. Come on, Gilbert. They've got a cot with your name on it.
Oh, Gilbert, wait. Tomorrow morning, would you please come back and have breakfast with me? The police are not going to tell me who I can invite for breakfast, are they?
I'd be honored, Miss Lord. Good night.
Good night, Gilbert.
Good night, Clint. Mrs. Buchanan?
Right.
Detective. Officer.
Do you have the vaguest idea what you're letting yourself in for? You don't even know that character.
Oh, but I do. First time I looked at him, I knew that Gilbert and I had met before.
Where?
I wish I could remember that. That's why I've invited him back tomorrow morning. If he trusts me, maybe he'll tell me where on earth we met. Being the boss, if you won't even give yourself a day off.
Well, you've got plenty to do without having me underfoot. You know, we're going to have to start getting diapers directly from the factory to supply Jessica and little Al.
I just looked in on Tina and the baby. They're cuddled up together so cozily. I must say, I have never seen my sister this happy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She's not the only one.
Oh. Thank you. What was that for?
Well, if I remember correctly, we did some pretty interesting cuddling ourselves last night.
Last night was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Tonight's going to be even more wonderful.
Oh?
Yeah, I've always heard that practice makes perfect.
Well, in that case, we'll just have to keep practicing until we get it right. Oh, honey. Poor old Gilbert being carted off to that men's shelter. We really could have let him sleep here.
You know, I thought we'd had enough of this midnight prowler.
Honey, he's not a prowler. He's a gentle, lonely man who needs a friend.
Yes. You know, behind that gentle smile could lurk a homicidal maniac.
I really don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, at the very least, he could still infect the whole house with lice and fleas. I say good riddance.
That must be Gilbert now. Aren't you going to the office?
I'm not going anywhere until I'm absolutely sure that you're going to be absolutely safe.
Mrs. Buchanan, you have a visitor, a Mr. Gilbert Lang.
Show him in, please.
Mr. Lang?
Gilbert, good morning. I'm so... Good heavens! What happened to you? Good morning.
Yes, it is a good morning, isn't it?
Ah, well, I take it you didn't have any trouble.
Mr. Smithers was still fast asleep when I returned the ledgers to his room.
Oh, convenient of him to pass out, wasn't it? Good job, Cheryl.
Well, thanks. Now tell me, what did you do with those books for the few hours you had them last night?
Not now. Hello, Lee. Cheryl?
Hi, Cindy, you want to join us? Well, actually, I'd like to talk to you alone, if I could.
Oh, fine with me. I need a good workout in the gym anyway. It was a long night.
Well, I won't waste your time. I want out.
Out.
I'm resigning from Dinah Women, effective immediately.
Oh, come on, Cindy. Do you know what you're saying?
This can't come as a shock. Ever since we arrived in Landview, you've been asking me to do all kinds of things that go against my conscience.
It's called business.
Well, maybe that's what you call it. And maybe you're right. Maybe I just have too many scruples to get to the top of Dinah Women. I think it's time we parted company.
Well, nothing I can say can get you to change your mind? Well, then fine. It's too bad. I really had high hopes for you.
Well, just because I'm quitting Dinah Women doesn't mean I'm giving up my ambitions. I just have to do it my own way.
Oh, well, good luck. But, let me give you one piece of advice before you leave. Everything you've done here at Dinah Women has to be strictly confidential.
Is that advice or a threat?
Look, Cindy, I'm just looking out for your best interests. I know when you came here, you left behind a few indiscretions in New York, and, well, you wouldn't want your friends in Landview to find out about that, would you?
Lovely.
Good morning again.
Ooh. Trying to get me to play hooky.
Would I do that? Would I try and lure the district attorney into a compromising position?
Well, I certainly hope so.
I must admit, I woke up with one thing on my mind this morning.
Oh, great minds think alike. All right. I'll call in sick. You do the same. We'll forget about crown princes and government scandals, and we'll concentrate on moving things.
Moving vans?
Now, look. If we're going to live recklessly, let's go all the way with it, huh? We'll arrange to have a truck pick up your stuff. You move in here on a permanent basis.
Per.
Good girl, go along and find Casey and the rest of the bombers. Screw it.
Decided we don't want any more scandal.
Scandal, schmandal. We can't let the population of Landview tell us how to live our lives, can we?
I know that, but there's so much notoriety connected with my name. Can't we just wait till it dies down a little bit?
10 to 1, that's Dorian at the latest in the Crown Prince. Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Callison.
Oh, good morning, Jeffrey.
I understood Mrs. Sanders was here.
Yes.
Hello, Jeffrey. Come in.
Oh, thank you. I hope it's not too late to accept your offer. I would like for you to represent me. As my current source of income is about to dry up.
What source would that be?
Jeffrey, look, all I'm interested in is whether you're telling the truth, and then if I decide to take the case, we can discuss the fees.
I have told you the truth.
Well, in that case, why don't you tell us the real reason you're seeking asylum in the United States?
Well, because I want to practice law here. That is really all.
So that's why you and the Prince of Mendora changed places.
Yes, he got to spend time with his girlfriend, and I got his promise of help on my visa. I had no idea immigration agents were going to sweep down and try and cart me away.
Now, they weren't working on their own. Somebody wants you out of the country in a hurry.
Jeffrey, is someone going to gain something by deporting you and not letting you back into the States?
It beats me. I simply want to practice law here. And I'll never get to do that without your help.
Last night, you said that you could defend yourself. What made you change your mind?
I did some serious soul searching, and I realized that I need a lawyer of your skill and expertise to help me fight my way through this.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Unfortunately, Miss Sanders has to choose her clients carefully. Don't you, Miss Sanders?
Yes, I do. I'd be very happy to represent you, Jeffrey.
Something tells me you wanted something more than a friendly breakfast.
Elizabeth, you know how fond I am of Charles.
And the feeling is mutual, I'm happy to say.
And that's why I want so very much to be able to help the Sanders family at this difficult time. It just seems to me that Charles is in a very delicate position.
Is he?
Oh, yes. I mean, it was difficult enough balancing his ambassadorial duties with his personal life, but with Jamie's problems and everything that Kate has been through, but now that he seems to have a crown prince poseur on his hands, well, I'm afraid the poor man must be overwhelmed.
Well, my son isn't easily overwhelmed.
Well, I know, but I would hate to think that his position as Ambassador Mandoro would be threatened in any way by his being pulled in too many different directions, and that's why I want to offer my help.
Dorian, you could have helped enormously if you had kept that imposter from grabbing the spotlight on your television program.
Oh, the young man has a right to a fair shake. It's called freedom of speech.
It's called boosting the rating. Frankly, my dear, I think you have some nerve offering to help extricate Charles from a situation you helped create.
You don't mince words, do you? Neither will I. As Charles' friend, yes, I wished I could have pulled the plug on that young man, but as a journalist, I really couldn't resist a good story. In my place, wouldn't you have done the same? Ah, I knew it. We're not really very different, are we? We both love wielding power. I just would like to wield some of that power to help Charles. Now, are you interested or not? No. Look, it's just a friendly question. Would you and your fellow investigators at the IRS be interested in a little inside information on a flagrant offender? Because I'm a patriotic citizen, that's why. Yeah, well, listen, I don't want to talk about it here on the phone, but why don't you meet me for lunch? Yeah, around 1:30? That's great. Oh, and Mark, bring your notebook. Bye. Thank you.
Hello there.
Sorry, I didn't see you.
Yeah, all wrapped up in business as usual, huh?
Oh, no, come on. I am not only business as you saw from last night.
That guitar player was something else, huh?
Yeah, the guitar player was good, but so was the company. I had a really great time.
Good.
And I am sorry I had to leave early, but you're going to hate me saying this.
Uh-huh.
I had to go for some business.
And just what kind of business takes place at 2 a.m.?
Oh, come on, Matt.
Okay. I guess I can't expect you to forget about Dinah Women completely, even though you're having a hell of a time.
Well, maybe we can have some more nights like that, huh?
It's worth a shot. Tell you what say we pick up where we left off over lunch?
I can't.
Business meeting, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Max, but any other time.
Well, I haven't had breakfast yet.
I can't.
Uh-huh. Yeah, another meeting. I should have known.
But wait, Max. Don't give up on me. We will get together, I promise.
Karen, do we have something to help reduce the swelling?
Well, I believe we have a filet mignon in the freezer, ma'am.
Oh, fine. He's stolen everything else. I guess we can give him a prime cut of beef.
I'll be fine, really. That's all right. We'll have some ice in an ice pack, please, Harry. Now, what happened? Who did that to you?
Dwayne.
Who is Dwayne?
A big bruiser who calls himself the king of the men's shelters. He expects everyone to give him all their spare change so he can buy his pint bottles of wine. When I showed him my empty pockets, pow! Oh! I'm telling you, street life's not for me.
Why didn't you sock him back?
Well, I was taught to turn the other cheek. Trouble is, every time I do, I get another black eye.
Well, that's the way that thing works.
Well, you are perfectly safe now, unless you have some objection.
Ma'am.
Thank you, Harry. Here, put this on.
I think I'll just go to the office. Heron, if he gives you the slightest bit of trouble, he's out the door. Understand?
I feel perfectly safe with Gilbert, honey.
Well, you had better be.
Goodbye. Go to the office.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Heron, you do not need to stand guard. Mr. Lang is my guest for breakfast.
Please, I don't want to be any trouble.
It's no trouble at all. Please, would you ask Cook to prepare something special?
I should never have come.
Oh, come on. Don't you worry about them. They have no idea how much we have to thank you for. You know, I had an early morning tour of the gardens. You've been a busy little beaver, haven't you, Gilbert?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I thought you had just tended our garden, but you've done a great deal more than that. You've worked a minor miracle. Landfair has never looked so lush and so beautiful.
Oh, it used to be even more beautiful when...
When? When what, Gilbert? Oh, go on, when?
When you were no more than a knock-kneed little girl. Those were gardens.
When I was a girl? Gilbert, were you one of my father's gardeners?
I was the chief gardener for all of Landfair.
Oh, my word, what happened? I can't believe my father would have let you go.
Well, it's a sad tale. I prefer not to dwell on it.
I'm sorry. It's just that I knew I had seen you somewhere before. And isn't it wonderful that someone from my childhood has come back into my life?
If it's all the same to you, Miss Lord, I mean, Mrs. Buchanan, I'd rather live in the present. Now, will you allow me to give you a personal tour of the grounds? I think you'll be surprised by some of the treasures that await you.
Gilbert, I'm in your hands. It's absolutely amazing. It's not Landfair anymore. It's a garden of earthly delights.
I'm particularly proud of the wisteria.
Oh, the smell is intoxicating. You know what I want to know? How did you get those irises to bloom? I thought they were dead.
Not dead, dormant. All it took was a little gentle coaxing and they began to bloom.
Don't be so modest, Gilbert. You have more than a green thumb. You have 10 magical fingers.
Well, will you do me a favor?
Sure.
Will you put these flowers in an honored place?
They are so beautiful. Now, what are these?
Angel's wings. Somehow they remind me of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to see to it that they're placed up on the mantel. Anyway, you better get used to seeing your handiwork around here since you'll be back on the payroll.
Payroll?
Now that you have returned to Landfair, you don't think for 1 minute that I'm going to let you go again, do you? You have to restore these grounds to their former glory. That is, if you will accept the challenge.
Oh, I accept. I accept with all my heart. Oh, sorry, I don't want to get all the city grease and grime on you.
Maybe you'd like to have a bath before breakfast and get into some clean clothes.
You've done so much already.
No, this is just the beginning. Gilbert, I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship. Heron?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you be so kind, please, as to ask Marie to draw a bath for Mr. Lang? Oh, ask James to go to the store and get him some new work clothes, too, please.
I'm a 39 short.
39 short, please, Heron. We'd like to make the newest member of our household staff feel welcome, wouldn't we?
Good morning, Cindy. Well, either you just lost your best friend or your mom sent your puppy to the pound. Now, which is it?
Oh, nothing so drastic. I just walked away from my job at Dyna Women, which means I'm no longer a consultant here at the inn.
You quit?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Professional differences. I was so sure it was the right thing to do at the time.
Well, listen, Cindy, the thing about taking a big step is that it's easier if you think about where you're going to land.
Well, I guess the smart thing to do is to go back to New York. With Kate and all her problems with court and everything, I just hate to leave her now.
Well, then don't leave. I mean, you've done a very nice job here at the inn, and I think I could probably convince Pam to give you a permanent position right here.
That's very sweet of you, Steve, but really, I've had enough of people doing me favors. Whatever I do from now on, I want to do it on my own. Yeah.
Anything in that cup besides coffee? It's a little early for happy hour, isn't it, Max? Who's happy?
My gosh, I thought I was depressed. What's wrong, Max?
Tina and the baby are back from El Paso. Oh, great. Just when you started to get over her. So I guess she's not going to settle down in El Paso, then. Well, you obviously don't know Tina. Wherever Court is, you'll find her close by.
Well, then what about Kate? Have you heard anything about her?
Just that she was with Cord when they came back from El Paso with the baby. With a little help from Vicky.
Better give her a call. Yeah, she's holding up. Excuse me, boys.
Sure. Bye, Cindy.
Bye, Max. Bye.
Bye. So, did you talk to her? Tina? No, somehow I've been able to resist the urge up until this point. Well, score one for your side. Maybe you got a tougher hide than you think. I'm not feeling too tough right now, little brother. Well, listen, why don't you tell me about your date with Lee last night, huh? You were supposed to forget all about Tina, remember? Oh, it was great. Jazz was hot, Lee was beautiful. I only thought about Tina 200-300 times, I believe. 300 times? Well, that's progress. Yeah. Then a new day dawned, and I found out she's back in town. Damn, Steve. The harder I try to forget her, the more I can't get her away.
Thank you. Well, I'm more confused than ever.
Who's that?
A friend of mine from the police department in Mendora. I asked him to check on Jeffrey McGrath on the computer.
What did he come up with?
Nothing. He's just a graduate student from Harvard Law School.
Well, what about extradition proceedings?
The government of Mendora doesn't want to deport him.
If the government doesn't, who does?
Herb, I am getting the feeling that Dorian is right, but why would Charles want to deport a helpless law student?
Be careful now.
Don't tell me to be careful. My client is being persecuted, and I want to know why.
Even if it means tangling with your ex-husband?
What am I doing in this robe? I have to go to work.
Shoot it. Before you get in over your head.
Warning carefully and dutifully noted, Counselor. But I'm not getting the truth from Jeffrey or from Charles, and I intend to get it by the end of the day.
What a surprise, Elizabeth. After our last conversation, I didn't expect to see you here at all.
Frankly, my dear, I never thought this day would come. However, I need your help. It's a rather delicate matter.
Well, does this delicate matter have a name?
Jeffrey McGrath. Oh, I don't want any harm to come to the young man. But he needs to be taught a lesson he'll never forget. Can you handle it?
Well, it depends on what you have in mind.
There were 3 little pigs, huh? Okay, let's see. Now, the first little pig built his house out of sticks. Yes, he did. And then the second little piggy, he built his house out of straw. And then there was the third little piggy, and he was a real smart little piggy, and he built his house out of bricks. It's my kind of piggy, you know? What do you think? Huh? A little house?
Come in?
Oh, yeah, sure. I was just reading the story down.
I was on my way to work, and I got halfway down the driveway when it hit me. I forgot to kiss this little fella goodbye this morning. How you doing, huh?
Well, you just missed your daughter, too.
Yeah, I know. I saw Kim taking her for a stroll. Hello there. But that's all right. Give me another little bit of a chance here to spend a minute or two with the new man of the family. How you doing, guy, huh? How's the world treating you?
He sure likes you.
Well, the feeling's mutual. And how's your mommy doing, huh? Any more dizzy spells?
No, actually, I'm feeling a whole lot better.
Oh, good.
I am, but Al and I both would feel a lot better if Cord would come by and visit. Do you think you could ask him to?
Tina.
Well, all I want is for him to take a picture of Al before he's too big for his bassinet. That's not too much to ask for, is it?
Could I give you just 3 words of advice?
Please.
Don't push Cord.
What, are you saying that he told you that I was putting too much pressure on him?
I'm speaking strictly for myself, Tina, nobody else.
Well, yeah, but he's your son, and he confides in you. Did he say that I was asking too much of him?
Please don't pull me into the middle of this thing.
Well, I just want to know how Cord really feels.
Well, then ask Cord. But I'll tell you this much. He is very sensitive to your needs and to the baby's needs. And he's also got a stubborn streak in him, not unlike his old man's. Now, if he wants to spend his day off with you and with the baby, fine. Let it be his decision, not yours.
Well, is his day off?
Yes. Oh, no, come on. You knew that when you asked me to talk to him.
No, Clint, I didn't. I just thought he could come by at his own convenience. And you don't believe me.
Do you blame me?
No. No, I don't. I mean, the old Tina would use his day off to make him hang around. I know that, but I have changed. I'm not going to use those old tricks anymore.
I'd like to believe that. But it isn't easy to forget all the stunts you have pulled in the past.
Clint, I'm not going to lie to you. I want Cord.
Don't you dare tell me you have work to do, because I happen to know that this is your day off.
Yes, it is my day off, Kate, but I do have some plans for today.
Well, cancel them, because I woke up this morning in my empty bed, And I looked out at this gorgeous spring day, and I decided that I have to spend it with you.
Well, that would be very nice, Kate. I would love to do it, but the thing is...
Forget about it, Mr. Roberts. You owe me a honeymoon, in case you've forgotten. And if we can't have the real thing for a while, fine, we can improvise. Now, I have here, let's see, fried chicken, deviled eggs, iced tea. The aunt's Mother Nature will supply herself free of charge. And we're going to drive up to the lake and have a beautiful picnic.
I would love to. I can't. Not today. I'm sorry.
Fine. Don't tell me. Let me guess. You're going to go to Landfair and see Tina.
Yes, but it is not what you're thinking,
Who
Kate.
cares what I think? Obviously, you don't. Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'm
now
gonna go
come
on a
on,
picnic
please.
by myself.
Will you just give me a chance to explain here, all right? Hey, hold up there, cowboy. I've been looking for you all day. We didn't finish our little talk. Yeah, look, I don't have time right now. Delilah just called, and the publicity stills for the fashion show at the museum are ready. Now, I got to go pick them up, take them over to Clint Buchanan, and get them in the band. Well, wait a minute. You're pretty excited about playing Messenger. Well, we're not talking just any message here, Stevie boy. The Banner is doing a special section in the Sunday edition. Special section? We are talking full color, fold outs. We've got these little paper dolls with Delilah's fashions, so the little girls can cut them out and pretend they're going to be the belle of the ball. That's a nice touch. Yeah, well, thanks. Another nice touch is WVLE is going to have this special connection, a live direct hookup with the fashion show. Man, you have really thrown yourself into this project, haven't you? Well, I'm only doing what you told me to do, aren't I? Well, let me see if I can quote you on this. Max, you never commit yourself to anything. Max, you never finish anything. Max, all right, Max. All right, I'll eat every one of those words. Good. Not just because your business is being successful, but I think you have finally found an antidote to Tina Roberts. Think again, Sunshine. No, come on, Max. An hour ago, you were hanging your head. All you could talk about was how Tina was back in town with her baby. Now look at you. You're a new man. New project, same old man. After I see Clint at the Banner, I think I'm going to go visit Landfair. Oh. Hey, it's not what you think. Come on. I just want to see how she is, her and the baby. All right? Now, see you later. Now, wait a minute, Max. You are asking for big trouble.
That's why I have trouble believing you.
Clint, would you look at this beautiful little baby here? So this is Cord's son. You remember all those years that you had no idea that Cord was your son, huh? Wouldn't you have done anything on Earth in order to gain back that time you lost with him?
You know I would.
Okay, well then just try to understand how I feel about this. Look, this baby needs to be with Cord, and Cord deserves some time to be with his son.
Mm-hmm. And you?
Look, I'm not being selfless here, all right? Clint, I want a family. That's all I've ever wanted. Believe me, I want a family of my own.
I think you mean that.
Oh, believe me, Clint, I do. With all my heart, that's what I want.
All the more reason for you to take this up directly with Cord.
All right. If you say it's good advice, then I'll take your advice.
I hope you do. Because if you force Cord's hand in this, I can guarantee you one thing. He'll come back to haunt you. See ya.
Ever since your appearance on my show, the telephones haven't stopped ringing. And do you want to know which way the calls are going?
Dorian, I didn't intend for this to become a popularity contest.
10-1 in your favor. If you're not just a curiosity, dear, you're a major media star. Oh, why doesn't that thrill you?
Well, I forced my way onto your show because I was backed into a corner, not because I wanted to become a celebrity.
Like it or not, dear, you have become one. And now my audience is clamoring for more and more of you.
Well, this is all there is.
That's good. That's very good. We're going to have to use that.
Use that for what?
For your next appearance on my show. You're going to tell me every juicy detail about your personal saga, and I'm going to devote an entire show to the story of Jeffrey McGrath.
No, it is impossible.
It is not impossible. If I want to do an entire show on you, I can do it. I own WVLA.
No, you don't understand. You see, I didn't want to be on your TV show. Those immigration agents just forced me into it.
And you did what any good patriot would do. You stood your ground.
I panicked. I rushed onto the stage without a thought in my head, and I just pleaded for help.
Your plea has been heard. Now the audience wants you back so they can hear the rest of your story.
Look, I know that you're a journalist and you're looking for the headlines, but you're just wasting your time.
Let me be the judge of that. Why do they want you back in Mendora so badly?
I've already said more than I should.
You might as well keep talking, because I'm going to find out the truth, whether you want me to or not. I've got a friend already who's been making some inquiries. There is somebody in Washington who's putting a lot of pressure on the State Department, the immigration people. Now, do you know who's pulling the strings?
I wish I knew.
I think you've known all along. Who's your enemy, Jeffrey, and why are you protecting him? Is it somebody in Mendora, or perhaps somebody here closer to home?
I don't think I can say any more.
I can. What is it that you've done?
Do you think I've committed some kind of crime?
What are you? Are you a traitor? Are you a revolutionary?
No.
Well, then, that just leaves you with being a naive, foolish boy, and that's worse than anything I can think of. Come on. You need my help. You might as well admit it, except I am not going to lift a finger to help you unless you tell me the whole truth, and I mean that.
All right. You want the whole story, Dorian? Well, brace yourself, because that's what you're going to get.
Jumping to all kinds of conclusions here, and they're all the wrong kinds.
You're not going to land fair to see Tina?
Yes, I am.
Thank you very much. That's all I need to know.
No, it is not all you need to know. Yes, I am going to Landfair. Yes, I'm going to see my son, which I enjoy doing immensely. But, Kate, I am going there for a more important reason.
Yes, naturally. To see Tina.
Yes, I am going to see Tina there. But I'm going to see her to ask her for a divorce, and so we can work out some kind of a custody arrangement.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. Last night you came over and you said she had another one of her dizzy spells. She nearly fainted and fell down the stairs, and that you couldn't upset her anymore. What's brought about this change of heart?
Maybe it was because I spent a long, lonely night last night, not being able to hold you in my arms. And maybe I came to the conclusion that I had better get used to a steady diet of that kind of thing if I don't settle this thing once and for all.
You know, there's nothing to say that these dizzy spells will stop.
I realize that. And I will tell you what I've told her many times. I am going to take care of her, and I'm going to see her through this thing. And Lord knows I'm always going to take care of my son. But, Kate, I am not going to put your happiness and my happiness on hold any longer. Girl, I love you. You are the most important thing in my life, the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm not going to lose you. What? You have anything to say to that?
Oh, God, I love you so much.
And I love you too, Kate. And nothing is ever going to change that.
Oh, I'm such a jerk for getting so upset about everything.
You're not a jerk. Come on. Hey, I'm flattered. Hey, you made these deviled eggs for me. That's great. I bet you even put that red stuff on it just for me. Now, if that doesn't show love, I don't know what does.
So, you know, I woke up and I had this great idea and everything, and I didn't really make those eggs myself.
Oh, you didn't? Well, look, I know that this has been probably tougher on you than anybody else. And I want that to stop.
Well, do you know what you're going to say to her?
Obviously, I'm going to try to break it to her as gently as possible, but I'm not going to give her any false hopes. We're going to get this divorce, and we're going to work out a custody thing, and I want it to take a year. I don't want it to take a month. I want to take care of it right now. And then, I'm going to marry the woman that I am crazy about.
Look, I know this isn't going to be easy for you, and if there's anything I can do, just tell me.
Yeah, there is something you can do. You can take the picnic basket and the deviled eggs, and you can put them on ice for a little while, and when I get back here, we can go out to the country, and we can have a little picnic.
Okay, but I don't want to put any pressure on you to leave Lanford until you have resolved everything with her.
Yes, ma'am. Sure you don't mind?
See, I'm smiling.
Oh, good.
Just knowing that you're going to go talk to her. And after today, we can have picnics whenever we want and do absolutely whatever we want.
I got something in mind right now. Where are your deviled eggs? You got got me all wrong, Steve. I know I don't stand a chance with Tina. I just want to check and make sure she's still healthy, okay? I care.
That's all you care about, right?
Yeah, why is that so hard to believe? Huh? She was sick enough for them to put her in a hospital bed in El Paso.
Mm-hmm. And now she's back, and you want to run right out there, open visiting hours, and say, get well soon. A card would be a hell of a lot cheaper, Max, in a couple of ways.
We are talking about friendship here, Steve. Now, a lot has happened between me and Tina to just walk away from her now.
You don't even see it, do you?
What are you talking about?
You're not going out to Landfair to pay your respects. You're going out there to check out the competition. You want to see if maybe Cord has slipped a couple notches and you're still in the running.
How many times do I have to tell you this? I know where I stand with Tina.
Right, you do know it up here, but your heart won't let go.
I don't know why I'm wasting time talking to you.
Wait a minute. Why don't you face the facts, Max? Tina came back to Landview with Cord and his baby. He moved right into Landfair, which is his father's house. She didn't even give you a telephone call. You had to find out that she was home from a second party.
Hey, great. Any other facts you want to beat me over the head with?
Yeah, I do. I'm telling you all this because I care about you, damn it. Maybe the truth hurts a little bit today, but if it's going to save you a little grief tomorrow, then I'll take the heat, okay? You want to hit me? Go ahead. Give me your best shot. Go.
Nah, I don't want to hit you. But you're wrong about my feelings for Tina.
Well, then prove it. You said you had a great time with Lee last night. Great. How about another night? And another, and another. You two could have something really great if you give it a chance.
Who says I'm not going to, huh? I like Lee a lot. You know, I'm not ruling out any possibilities.
Does that include Tina? Oh, okay, fine. I'll be quiet. I've said enough. Just, please, think about what I said, okay?
You don't give me any other choice, do you?
Why the hesitation, Lee? You've never failed to jump at a job when I offered one before.
Oh, well, if you'll excuse my bluntness, Elizabeth, you've never offered me anything so trivial.
Jeffrey McGrath is hardly trivial to me and my family.
Oh, look, I don't want to get involved in family business. Besides, that Dinah woman is only after big game here, trying to entrap Jeffrey McGrath is small time. On top of that, I could lose my business if I were caught.
My, how cautious we've become.
Well, I have become more profitable since you used my services last. I have more to lose.
My family has even more to lose. Unless Jeffrey McGrath is sent back to Mandora. The risk to your company will be minimal. Immigration is dragging its feet, and so is the State Department. I want you to discredit this young man so they will have no choice but to deport him.
Oh, you make it sound so easy.
It is. A simple case of family honor, nothing more.
I know you, Elizabeth. You wouldn't ask for my help unless you desperately needed it. Now, what does this Jeffrey McGrath have to do with you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Now, you're only telling me half the truth. If we're going to do business here, I want to know why this man is important to your family.
I'm waiting.
Right, the whole story. Oh, first of all, have I thanked you for paying for my hotel bill? Without your generosity, I'd be on the streets right now.
My generosity, unlike my curiosity, does have its limits, dear. In fact, I'm only paying your hotel bills in exchange for your giving me an exclusive on your story.
I really wish I could help you, but I don't...
All right. I'll settle for an exclusive on your story when you do decide to tell it eventually.
I think I'm going to have to find another hotel room because I cannot appear on your television show. Not now, not ever.
If you're willing to tell me your story, why not tell it to everybody?
I'm in deep enough trouble already. If the wrong people see me on television...
Go on.
Very delicate sensibilities are involved here. Family honor.
Whose family?
The royal family of Mandora. Who else?
Are you serious?
While I was at Harvard, Princess Anne, the sister to the Crown Prince, was attending Radcliffe. Well, she and I met at a party, and, well, one thing led to another, and she spent quite a few late nights at my apartment.
What did her father, the king, think?
Well, he didn't know. Until one of Princess Anne's girlfriends betrayed us. Suddenly, the king had a daughter who was no longer unspoiled merchandise.
That doesn't sell very well in royal circles, does it?
He was furious. Overnight, I went from being an obscure student to royal enemy #1.
So that explains why they want you back in Mendora so badly.
Believe me, the princess is the king's pride and joy. If I go back to Mendora, he will be revenged on me.
So that's all there is to it, No armament sales, no assassinations, just one ex-virgin.
I'm telling you, it's enough. If the king gets hold of me, I am as good as dead.
You are asking me to take a risk. I want to know why.
Jeffrey McGrath has been a problem for some time. All you need to know is that we are willing to pay handsomely to have that problem solved.
No, Elizabeth, I'm sorry. I have to know the facts, and you are hiding them.
Would it help if I told you to name your fee?
Oh, no, I'm not interested in your money.
Since when have you become a non-profit organization?
Okay, all right. I'll do it for personal reasons, but I'm not going to get Dinah women involved. But if I do this, I have the right to ask you for a favor in the future.
What sort of favor?
Oh, look, I don't know. Something will come up, I'm sure. Something where you can use your influence on my behalf.
I couldn't promise anything like that. Well, of course, it would depend on what sort of favor you ask.
All right, here's the name and number of Bianca. She is one of my toughest assistants. She has been known to moonlight, so I'm sure you can get what you want from her.
I take it this will be one of her independent ventures?
Right now, everything is between you and Bianca. It has been nice working with you, as usual, Elizabeth.
Kate, we are entitled to be together. You, me, and little Al, too. Tina's just going to have to accept that, and today is going to be the beginning of it.
Do you know how much it means to me to hear you include me in your life with your son?
Honey, you are my family. You got to know that by now.
Oh, that's all I want is for you, me, and Al to be a family. And I know that we'll only have partial custody, but I promise you I will give him all the love and attention that he needs.
I never had any doubts about that. You think you're going to have enough of that love and attention left for little Al's old man?
Oh, you bet I will.
Okay. I'm going to go make that phone call.
Do you want me to leave the room?
No, I don't. You're as much part of this as anyone.
You know what, Al? I think your Grandpa Clint gave us some very good advice. Cord just needs some time, that's all, to see us as his real family, and then he'll come running to us, won't he? Here. Stay right here, okay? I'll be right back, honey. Hello?
Hi, Tina. It's me, Cord. Did I catch you at a bad time?
It's never a bad time when you call. Did you speak to Clint?
No, I didn't. Why? Is there something wrong? You didn't have another fainting spell, did you?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
How about the baby? He's okay, too?
Oh, yeah, Cord, we're doing just fine this morning. We are, but you know what? It's you who sounds a little on edge. Why aren't you out enjoying your day off?
Because I've got something real important I need to take care of today, Tina. Listen, I'd like to come by and see you, all right?
Well, the way you say it doesn't sound very much like a social visit.
Well, there's something that we need to talk about, Tina.
Cord, I really wish you'd tell me that right now. You know how I hate surprises.
I think this is something that we should discuss in person, okay? We'll talk about it all you want when I get there. I'll see you soon, all right? Bye-bye.
Oh, you handled that pretty smoothly.
Yeah, well, not too smoothly, because Tina's antenna went up the minute I told her I wanted to come over.
Do you think she knows what you want to talk about?
Well, if she does or she doesn't, it doesn't make any difference. Because I'm going to ask her for that divorce.
Oh, well, I don't like this one bit. I mean, here we have a chance for us to stay together and to be our family. Oh, honey. Honey, don't worry. Don't worry, your mommy's going to think of something. Kate is not going to ruin our one chance for happiness.
If we bring a mediator into this thing, we're just admitting that we can't handle the situation ourselves. I want you to call a meeting between me and the union heads, and let's see if we can't handle this thing fairly.
What is this talk about a strike?
Mr. Briggs...
Hey, you tell Briggs to me. Anybody walks the picket line can keep on walking to the unemployment line.
I'll talk to you later, Mr. Briggs. Pa, you have always admired the rights of the hardworking man and woman.
Of course I have. I just hate it when the Indians try to tell the chief how to run the tribe.
Times change. If you don't change with them, you disappear.
Whose side are you on anyway?
Look, I'm just trying to handle this thing fairly and quickly before Vicky gets any more ideas about coming to work at the Banner. If she was here right now, she'd be working around the clock trying to head off this strike.
Clint, Vicky is not pushing herself too hard. I was at Landfair before I came here. She is the picture of contentment.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. It's the best R&R that Larry could have prescribed. The kids home from school for the summer, and Jessica, little Al, them too, of course.
Yes. Vicky's sky is full of sunshine, except for one little thundercloud called Tina.
Oh, will you stop?
Clint, I can't stand it. That little mink's living under your roof. I'm sleeping with one eye open.
Oh, Max. Clint. Max, I've been expecting you. You've met my father, haven't you?
Always a pleasure, Asa.
Max, I hear you're doing mighty good for Delilah, and whatever differences we had in the past, well, any friend of Delilah is okay in my book.
Thank you. Actually, it's Delilah's business that brings me here.
Oh, Max has a notion for the Sunday supplement. The edition. What are these, stills?
Yeah, I think you're going to love this idea, Clint. See, not only are we hyping the fashion show, but we're promoting the museum at the same time.
Mm-hmm. What are these?
Well, these I call living dolls. What we do is we reduce them to scale for the supplement, and then the little kids can cut them out and use them as paper dolls.
Oh, it's terrific.
Thanks.
I want the Sunday features people to see this.
Great. Now, look, I know you gentlemen are busy, so I'm just going to head on out.
What is your rush, Max?
I want to get over to Landfair. I want to see how Tina and the baby are doing.
Is that a coincidence, Clint?
What a coincidence, Bob.
Tina has been asking for Max ever since she came back in town. Why, this morning she was only...
Wait a minute. My father has a tendency to exaggerate things. Actually, Tina hasn't been feeling that much like having company at all lately.
Well, why? She's over this jungle fever.
Oh, yes. But she's been having dizzy spells. The doctors think she should take it easy.
Dizzy spell? Why didn't somebody tell me? Look...